What's up, guys? It's your boy Squid once again for another movie review. Like I explained in the other video, if you didn't watch that one by the time it's on, been kind of busy, kind of lazy. I've been doing videos as of late, but I got some videos in the chamber. Even though it's kind of late, I'm gonna get them out anyway. My next movie review is actually the movie review I wanted to do the most out of the four movies, which is the four movies I've seen as of late, which is Atomic Blonde, Dunkirk. Yeah, Don Blonde, Dunkirk, Detroit, and Valerian, which I have no idea why it took me so long to get those out, but whatever. Valerian though, Thousand Planets. The reason why this is my favorite movie because sci-fi, fantasy is my favorite genre. You know, Don Blonde is historical fiction. Dunkirk is, I guess it's a betrayal of a historical event with probably some pieces fictionalized. I actually haven't done the research on that yet to see how much actually wasn't there. And then Detroit is the same thing. All three of those movies are the same thing. I'm talking about either a political climate that was true, and then Tom Blonde being the one where they add the most fiction. But you know, whatever. But to get into the movie, Valerian is about fantasy. I like fantasy because I think fantasy gives you liberty. Fantasy gives you liberties. You know, sci-fi fantasy gives you liberties of creative liberties that you wouldn't have in a historical piece. You know, you can still be very creative. You can still think of things in different ways and shoot things differently, and write things differently from a different perspective in a different way. You know, whatever, because Christopher Nolan's the man. Because so Dunkirk was popping, but still. But let's get to this review though. Valerian, City of 1,000 Planets. In short, it wasn't that good. That's basically it. Being 100% honest with myself, it wasn't that good. It really wasn't. It wasn't that good at all. And the whole thing about it, and I'm saying this, and I had my hopes up a little bit. I think everybody kind of did. But I mean, simple fact of the matter is we've been, I'm not a huge Fifth Element guy, but Luke Benson, he's known to make these very, he's known, he made Fifth Element, he directed Fifth Element, that's just, I think he made it also. He's known, for these crazy, quirky worlds. And plus, I love Dane DeHaan as an actor, he's dope, he's fun. And, I love Carla Delevingne as an actress, model, all that. I think she's amazing. So, it was really hard for me to watch this movie knowing that it could have been so much better. The whole thing about it is that me and my friend that I saw it with, we had an argument which one was worse, Great Wall or this movie. I said that this movie, I said the Great Wall was worse than this movie, but I said this movie had a higher potential than Great Wall. Great Wall only could have been so good because it had no scope really. It was just, it had no real scope. It had no real anything to it really. It was a very thin movie. It wasn't that great. Matthew Damon could have done better. All the actors in there actually could have done better for the most part, but it's whatever. This movie, on the other hand, Valerian, basically, make it simple, as any movie review probably will tell you, as for non-spoilers, one, it was visually beautiful, obviously. I mean, look at the trailer. It was visually beautiful. I think they started running out of slight budget at the end, because Bubbles, Rihanna's character, Rihanna's in this movie, which I feel like everybody should know by now. Ooh, tell me bird right there. But, Bubbles, Rihanna's character, she's, her true form wasn't that greatly animated for my liking. I didn't really like it that much. But everything else I definitely enjoyed. The whole world, the scope that Valerian is set in, and if y'all don't know, Valerian is based off a French graphic novel that was written forever ago. It started, I forgot when it started. It started probably I think 70s or late 60s, and it ended in 2010. The last thing was written. I don't think it was continuous. I think there was gaps in there. But yeah, it was an awesome world they made. Not to give anything away, but the City of 1,000 Planets is a city filled with a bunch of different aliens and their cultures and how they work together to basically be a cool one. To make this thing pop and make this thing work. And it's a very basically, because I'm gonna keep on dragging on about this because I really wanted this movie to be good. So I'm gonna keep on talking about it, but I should calm that down, which I'm about to do. But simple fact is that it was visually stunning. The storyline and the characters was very flat, very thin. Dane DeHaan and Carla Delevingne had no chemistry at all. You feel me? That's the first thing they try to throw at you, is that that Carla Delevingne's character Laura Lean is somebody that Valerian wants, Valerian wants to be with. Valerian wants to prove, himself to, and and it's like there's no chemistry. It's like it's not believable in the slightest. They really, I mean, like in real life, they're probably friends and whatever, but there's no chemistry. There's no, there's no like, like, oh, they're really, they really stuck each other. There was no sexual tension, none of that. Even though they were going for sexual attention either. But there was no chemistry between them. As stated, probably any other interview you can say, you're going to see in the beginning, there was a character, a rando, that was helping them on their mission, and him and Laureline had more, chemistry than, Valerian and her. So that was a huge thing. Honestly, I think Dane DeHaan was miscast. I think he shouldn't have been cast for this role. And I know, like, it's like, yeah, you can open yourself up and broaden yourself out. But how Dane DeHaan acts, how he moves, how he looks, all these things that he's known for, all these things, the reason why I like him as an actor, weren't portrayed in this movie. Play to your strengths. You know what I mean? Play to your strengths. Yeah, like, you're, play to your strength. You're a tired-looking, sad-looking guy that can play good roles, like the role he played in Prodigal. I like that movie. He played a really good role in the way he played Harry in Amazing Spider-Man, even though Amazing Spider-Man 2 was shitted on, but still, I liked the way he played him. Wasn't the greatest movie, wasn't the greatest character, but still, you can tell it fit him. Valerian does not fit Dane DeHaan, and he was miscast. I think he's a bomb actor, but this was not the role for him. As a Carla Delevingne, I feel like she should. I feel like people shit on her too because she's a model. But there's a lot of actresses that were models originally, and they're pretty good actresses. So I feel like Carla Delevingne, because she's really quirky, really interesting, really, she's a really deep person. She, deep in like her, she's been through a lot of shit, with her. So she hasn't handled things, she hasn't handled things different ways. I feel like she's never had the opportunity to really act, really be an actress. All the roles she's ever gotten were shallow. And this is the same. I'm sorry. Like, her role in Paper Town, she was hardly in the movie. She was in the movie, but she was out of a gigantic portion of the movie. The role that she was in, she slayed it, because I feel like that's her, I feel like it wasn't really her acting. I feel like it was her acting how she acts, And then her, and I can't remember this boy's name, even though if I don't take my tongue, but the guy that played her opposite, they had real chemistry. You can tell that guy, like, I think the actor really liked her in real life, or it seemed like that. That's how their chemistry was, They had real chemistry. Even her and Rick Flag in Suicide Squad, when she was Moody June or June, whatever, I forgot her name. I probably said some fake name. They had more chemistry in that, and she was barely in the movie as herself. The whole other time, she was just saying, like, words and then moving her body weirdly and stuff. Which people can, like, say, like, oh, you should only Enchantress, but Scarlet Witch kind of does the same thing. She kind of does do the same thing, but I think Elizabeth, with Scarlet Witch has way more depth as a character, so it's pretty dope. You feel me? Pretty dope. It's different. I think Carla Delevingne has a lot of potential, and I feel like I think she needs a role that offers depth. That offers her really showing herself, and not for pieces in the movie, for a lot of the movie, and showing herself as a person that. Her playing a character that's not like her at all for a gigantic portion of the movie, and Laureline wasn't the role to do that for. I feel like she wasn't terrible as Laureline. I just felt like the writing was really where I liked that. I feel like actually on Suicide Squad in this, I feel like the writing was where I liked that. Very paper thin plots, all that. I can get into non-spoiler. I'll get into non-spoiler. I guess I've been talking forever, but not. Spoiler review, my fault, not spoiler review, whatever. But basically, the movie starts off in this like cool ass market or whatever, like where there's like a virtual market in another dimension, and they use these goggles and these gloves to interact with this other dimension, but they're actually just sitting in a desert walking around, and they can buy things from this other dimension using like these machines to basically transport them back, and it's really cool. Like there's like bizarre market thing, and basically their plan is that in this other dimension, this like little cute alien thing that like reproduces anything it eats. Reproduces anything it eats, which is really cool. Which is like a big part of like this planet called Pearl, which are like these really sexually androgynous gender androgynous creatures that I don't, you know, creatures that live on this planet and they're white and they're pretty and they're beautiful and the planet they live on is awesome, you know, and that's basically like the center of their culture, right? The planet gets destroyed because of some bullshit that happens with a space fight. All that happens. Basically, the movie is basically about them going to the city of 1,000 planets, Alpha. Going to Alpha, and basically trying to get this thing back and basically restart the world, which is super confusing at the end of the movie. I don't know what the fuck happened. Did they restart their world? Did they make another dimension? I don't know. It's really weird. It's crazy what happened. The villain was very one-sided, and then also there were like these mini adventures that were happening towards the end of the movie that I did not care for at all. That were care for at all. Like Rihanna, even though I love Rihanna. Rihanna's awesome. She's great in everything she does. Did not need to be in this movie. Flat out. She wanted to be in a movie, she can do it. It's cool. I mean, it's up to her. She did it obviously. But still, she needed to be in this movie. All the side things that happen, them Laura Lane getting caught and then getting caught or whatever, and like this alien species about to eat her and shit like that didn't need to happen. His suit being like nearly unbreakable towards the beginning of the movie, and then somehow them going through a garbage chute rips his suit apart, which I don't understand how that happens. Even though he was running through like steel walls and shit before, with this suit. So I don't know what's up with that. Also like these super cool looking, dangerous as shit looking, cyborg droid things. That shit, that was just like one, have Star Trooper aim. Two, when they didn't have Star Trooper aim, they were shooting on everybody. And three, Valerian, the super unbelievable Valerian, was one-shotting all of them with this super duper regular ass looking laser gun. And speaking of guns, there was a regular ass AR-15 in that movie. There was a guy that was carrying an AR-15 or an M16. I'm not sure which one. I didn't get a great look at it, but my homie was saying it was an AR-15. Had like no spaceship on it. It didn't even look like it was like part of this world. It looked like a dude just grabbed a regular AR-15 and like I wouldn't notice that. That's crazy. Really, the main problem with this movie is like the argument that happens all the time with music, especially rap music, is lyrical over beat. Beat versus lyrics all the time. And I'm definitely lyrics. I'm a lyric guy over beat. If your beat's trash but your lyrics good, I can still listen to you. You know what I mean? Beats are awesome. Basically, to me, it feels like he focused on the beat. He focused on the aesthetic, what draws you in, the visual, prowess. But he didn't have a solid, meaty storyline to go with it, and it's really disappointing because it could have been a better movie. It could have been a way better movie for sure. It could have been a better movie. It didn't make its money back. I'm pretty sure it didn't make its money back, and I really wanted this thing to be good, but it really wasn't. Rotten Tomatoes has it at 50%. I'm gonna give it like a 35, 40-ish. And I'm really just gonna give it a 35, 40-ish because I was semi-entertained until about the midway point of the movie, where the storyline became more prevalent, and it looked like it really wasn't going anywhere, and they really didn't destroy the world all that much, And they have these three annoying theory-looking things that knew everything somehow, but like they didn't need they could have introduced them and did them better too. I mean, the whole movie, everything that basically revolves around story, plot, characters, even to actors to a degree, could have been better, and I feel like for most of the actors it was just pure writing. It was really writing. Dane DeHaan, I feel like Dane DeHaan was miscast though. But for the rest of them, I feel like it was pure writing. I feel like Carla Delevingne could have gave a bomb role if it was written properly. Because, I feel like she's actually a better actress than people give her credit for. But, if I'm going by sheer storyline and characters, it's like a 15% maybe. But with the added benefit of the visuals in the super interesting world they live in, the world is wild and interesting. Don't get me wrong, it's a dope as shit world. It's like a very interesting world. I think it's amazing. So that would give me close to a 35, 40-ish. But it wasn't a good movie. It wasn't a good movie. It wasn't my worst movie experience ever, with Transformers 4. But that's gonna be bad though. But so I gave this a 35, 40-ish. Even though I didn't do a review on Great Wall, just to clear things up, Great Wall is like a 25, 30-ish. So, but hopefully somebody can get their hands on it again, somebody can convince somebody to do a budget on it again, and then somebody can get a hold of it, like a Christopher Nolan or a James Cameron or somebody like that, can get a hold of it and make sure that the storyline and the characters and thick as hell. You know what I mean? Because Suicide Squad, that was Suicide Squad problem too. The storyline was super thin and like you know, it was super thin. It was an entertaining movie, but it was super thin. This movie was very, you know, basically the same thing. So, I mean, yeah. But I definitely like recommend to watch though. Like, you know, I definitely recommend to watch. Go watch it. You know, it's an interesting movie to look at for sure. So watch it from that aspect alone. So I mean that's about it. I mean I can ramble on for literally 20 more minutes about all the things, but it's no point. You already know my opinion. It's cool. But thank you for watching us. Look at the comments at the bottom. Not comments at the bottom. Leave a comment, please, though. Look at the links at the bottom for our social media stuff. Leave a like, please. Sub if you haven't subbed. And in honor of the great Don Cannibal. Peace.